Tio, the fan base is absolutely seething right now. And it's not even about the match tomorrow. It's about Arbeloa and Carvajal and what fans are calling a public humiliation of the club's captain.
The comment sections are on fire today, and the mood is less worried about Betis and more someone needs to answer for how Carvajal has been treated. That's where the energy is.
One fan put it perfectly, they said, and I'm translating here, the worst minutes of Arbeloa's Madrid have come with Carvajal on the pitch, which is terrible, but Carvajal should be thanking the manager for even giving him minutes given his condition. That's a fan defending Arbeloa's decision, but even they admit it's a mess.
And then there's the other side. Journalists and pundits are piling on, with people like Cañizares apparently floating this theory that Arbeloa has a personal issue with Carvajal, that there's some kind of jealousy going back to their playing days. The fans are eating that narrative up.
Madre mia, if that theory has any truth to it, that Arbeloa is managing the captain of Real Madrid through some personal grudge, that's not a football problem, that's a dressing room crisis. Fans are furious about it.
Look, what I find interesting is that fans who were criticizing Carvajal's form just 2 weeks ago are now rushing to defend him. It's like the moment Arbeloa became the target, Carvajal became sympathetic again.
That's exactly right, and one fan summed it up brutally. Carvajal is a poor defender, he just runs and kicks people, he's overrated. This same fan then immediately pivots to saying if you're going to criticize him, you do it with respect, not the way Arbeloa apparently did in that press conference.
It tells you everything about the mood right now. Fans don't even agree on whether Carvajal is good anymore. But they agree that the manager's handling of him has been, as one fan put it, cold and inconsiderate. That's the consensus.
Venga, let's move to the Vinicius debate because this one is also absolutely raging. And honestly, it's the most divided I've seen the fan base in weeks.
The booing against Alaves clearly hit a nerve. We talked yesterday about the Mbappe versus Vinicius debate, but today the conversation has shifted specifically to this question. Is it ever okay to whistle your own player?
One fan went in hard on the booers. They said, I'm sorry, but the disgusting trend of repeatedly booing a player on your own team like the Vinny case, those of you doing the booing are frustrated people who have had their heads filled by the press. Strong words.
And then, immediately, another fan offers a more nuanced take. They say, look, if you're going to whistle the team for their attitude, do it when the match starts or at halftime, not in a specific targeted way at one individual. There's a difference between fan pressure and fan bullying.
That's actually a really interesting distinction, and I think it gets at something real. There's a chunk of the Bernabeu that is genuinely frustrated with Vinicius's performances, especially after what we discussed this week about neither him nor Mbappe really showing up across those 180 minutes against Bayern.
But then, the counter-argument from Vinicius defenders is, he scored against Alaves, he was involved, and the people booing him are the same people who spent a week being told by the press that he's the problem. It's reactive rather than considered.
And speaking of the press, que barbaridad. This is the third major theme running through the comments today, and it's basically a full-scale war between the fan base and Spanish football media.
The quote that's getting the most traction is this one: journalists should be declared enemies of Real Madrid. That's the temperature we're at. 39 upvotes on that comment.
And it's not just a throwaway hot take. Fans are connecting it to everything. The Carvajal story, the Vinicius booing, even the Arbeloa press conference. The argument is that the media narrative is actively shaping how fans inside the Bernabeu treat their own players.
Multiple fans are bringing up the Negreira case. One fan literally says this is the same press that covered up the entire Barcelona Negreira scandal, that conspired with the federation and hits Madrid every single day. That grievance is deep, and it's been building for years.
Another fan says, the press is as corrupt as the federation, the professional football league, and Barcelona. The whole thing disgusts me. That's the mood. There's a real sense that Madrid are fighting the game and fighting the narrative machine at the same time.
What's interesting is how this feeds back into the La Liga race, because fans are also commenting on the title picture, and one said, they almost stole the league from us, but it blew up in their faces. There's a bitterness there, but also a defiant energy.
And then there's the Lamine Yamal injury angle. Some fans are clearly watching the Barcelona situation closely, with one commenting, you can already say Barca have lost the league and Spain have lost the World Cup with the Lamine injury. Madrid fans are filing that one away.
Which brings us to tomorrow. Real Betis in La Liga. And honestly, given everything we've just covered, the match itself feels almost secondary to the political drama inside the club right now.
One fan even referenced the Champions League in a way that made me laugh. They said, "Did we really want to keep going in the Champions League playing like that?" It's a dark kind of acceptance, but it's real.
And then there's the Mourinho whisper. Someone in the comments said if Mourinho comes, the little game of some of the starlets at Madrid is finished. The Moo speculation never fully dies, does it?
It never dies. But look, tomorrow morning, we'll be back with the full pre-match breakdown for Betis, and I expect the fan mood to be just as chaotic as it is today, probably more so once people start thinking about the actual lineup.
We'll be running all the fan reactions and pre-match sentiment tomorrow morning, and then the day after, the full post-match episode. So stay locked in, Hala Madrid, and try not to lose sleep over the Arbeloa Carvajal drama tonight.
Hala Madrid, tío. That's Ruido Blanco. See you tomorrow morning.